Welcome back. Now let's try another problem. This time we are going to use this formula to solve for C. Okay. All right. The given formula is F equals fraction 9 over 5 C plus 32. You want to solve this formula for C. All right. So as always, I want to solve for C. So I'll place its expression on the left. It's just a matter of taste, okay? So I'm flipping my equation left, right. Now I'm ready to solve for C, okay? First I'll get rid of this 32. So subtract 32 from both sides. Okay? You can also multiply by 5 by the way. Regardless, you'll get the same result anyway. Subtract 32 from both sides. 32 plus 32 minus 32 is cancelled. I am left with 9c over 5 equals, here it is f minus 32. Now I want to get rid of the 5, so multiply both sides by 5. So notice it's both sides. What does that mean? It means 5 times 9c over 5, that's good, and 5 times this side, not just f, not just 32, but the entire side. So write it in parentheses. Write this side in parentheses, then you know you're multiplying 5 to the entire side. The whole point of multiplication is that these two get cancelled and you're left with 9c equals all of this, 5 times f minus 32. Now I want to solve for C. I want to get rid of this 9, so divide both sides by 9. In other words, you are looking at fraction 9c over 9 equals fraction, this entire expression, 5 f minus 32 over 9. Okay, so eventually the c's get cancelled. You're left with the 9's get cancelled. C is equal to this expression, okay. This is, we have solved for C. All right, let's try one more example. Solve the formula A equals fraction 1 over 2 h times little b plus capital B. You want to solve it for little b. So little b is out there, okay, deep inside the formula. So as always, I want to solve for little b. So I will write this expression on the left and a on the right. So little b is inside, you see. So I'll get rid of one thing at a time from outside. Multiply both sides by 2. Okay, 2 times half h b plus b equals 2 times a. The whole point of multiplication is to cancel the denominator. They cancel each other. You're left with h little b plus capital B equals 2a. Okay, remember you want to solve for little b. So you can get rid of this h outside. H outside is multiplying the parenthesis. So opposite of that is divide. Divide both sides by h. So you have a fraction h little b plus capital B over h equals fractions 2a over little h. Alright. That cancels these h's. You're left with little b plus capital B equals 2a over h. Alright. At this point, I want to solve for little b, so subtract capital B from both sides. So, you're subtracting capital B from both sides. Make sure you're writing minus b on both sides. So, these cancel. You're left with little b equals 2a over h minus b, and we have solved for little b. Alright. Here is another example. Example 2.30. Solve for h. Let's try. So notice pi is a number, right? It is approximately 3.14, but it is actually an irrational number. That is 3.14 blah 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 blah, infinitely long decimals. So think of it as just, they're all anyway pure numbers. You want to solve for h, that is this variable r, this variable s. You want to think of them as pure numbers. Alright. So as always, here is h on the right hand side. So I will use that on the left and set it equal to s. So I have just flipped my equation left right. So this is 2 pi rh. Okay. So I want to keep this expression on the left, get rid of this. So minus 2 pi r power 2. I want to get rid of it from the left. So you see that's a positive coefficient, so I'm subtracting. But when I subtract, I must subtract from the left of the equation as well as from the right of the equation. So 2 pi r squared. So what did we just do? We subtract 2 pi r squared from both sides. Okay. Once you do that, what happens is these two cancel. You are left with 2 pi rh. And what happens to the right? Well, s minus 2 pi r power 2. Okay. So notice now all I want to do is isolate h. I want to remove 2 pi r. They are all multiplying h. So divide both sides by 2 pi r. Okay. So what do we do? Fraction 2 pi RH over 2 pi R equals fraction S minus 2 pi R squared. So notice it is an entire expression over 2 pi R. Be careful, this does not cancel this because we are dividing an entire expression. Alright, we are not just dividing part of the expression, we have to divide by the entire side. So this thing is an entire one item. I placed it in parentheses. So 2 pi R cancels 2 pi R. H equals this expression. That's it. We have solved for H. Okay. Let's try one more example. Here. A equals, well, there are two different examples, so they are both very nice. So problem 2.59. Solve the formula A equals P plus PRT. You want to solve it for T. Okay. So as always, what do? We keep the expression involving T on the left just so it's easier to manipulate. So remember, you want to solve for T. So get rid of that P. P is being added. You see, plus P is being added. So subtract both sides by P. Okay. Subtract P here. Subtract P here. The P cancels this P and I am left with PRT on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it is A minus P. At this point, remember, you're solving for T. Look at R and P. We don't want these guys. And they are multiplying to T. So divide both sides by PR. In other words, you're looking at a fraction PRT on the top and PR on the bottom. Likewise, on whatever you do on the left, you must do on the right. A minus P, the entire side on the top, and PR on the bottom. Okay. If it helps, remember A minus P is one item, so write it in parentheses just so you're sure. So this tells me PR cancels PR, T equals this entire expression. And we have solved for T. All right. So we'll continue in our next video. Until then,